When I was 12, my granny faked her own death. And there was a McDonald's beside our local hospital. My granny had been in hospital for about a week. And it wasn't looking great, but I was like, my granny always recovers. And my dad picked me up from school and my dad said, son, your granny's taking a wee bit of a turn. Have a wee think about what you might want to say to her. What we didn't know is the blood work had come back and my granny had made a bit of a recovery. But my granny knew we were coming up to see her. So being a week in hospital board, my granny decided to have a bit of fun, play a bit of a prank. My granny said to my Uncle Jim, who was sitting beside her all day in the chair just doing a shift, tell me when they're coming, I'll pull the sheet the whole way over me. You look at them and just go. My Uncle Jim's like, I'm all in. Do this shit. We turn into this room to see my granny, completely still under the covers. My Uncle Jim leaps up and into our faces goes, she's dead! Remember your granny? Not anymore. Dead. The plan had been for my granny to pop up and do a quick reveal. But my granny had been pretty sick for the last week and she was old. The pop-up and reveal took a lot longer than anyone had planned. Our heads were down. Eventually, when I heard my granny's voice go, I'm getting a McFlurry! I thought that was something she was passing on to me from the other side. My head was still down. I was going, why does she need me to know that? What does that mean? Turns out this bitch, fully alive, just wanted a Smarties McFlurry ASAP. My granny popped up. My Uncle Jim burst out laughing. My granny burst out laughing. Tears in her eyes. We start laughing. Let me point out, folks, this was an open ward. But we laughed about it and then we took my granny to McDonald's on the way home. Ah, you got us. Terrible thing about that is we all know the story of the boy who cried wolf. A couple of weeks later, my dad picked me up from school and he goes, your granny passed away this morning. I said, okay, yeah, right. But a week later, I was in my granny's house. Aunties, uncles, cousins. It was like everyone in the black suits. You motherfuckers. I was like, oh, hey, joke's on Shane. Open casket. I'm taunting her. I'm like, oh, you dead in there? An hour later, I was sitting in the crematorium like... I said, credit where credit's due, guys. Production-wise, this is 10 out of 10. It was like 24 years ago. Either legitimately my granny did die, or this is a long prank. And I needed to end. Like after a week would have been the time.